Welcome back to Fox After Breakfast, live from New York City with Tom Bergeron, Kim Cole, and our special guest, the Bee Gees. Back to you guys.
Yeah, how about that? The Bee Gees
I know.
Robin, Barry, and Morris are here with us. Good morning. Gentlemen, a pleasure.
Good morning. I want to talk this way.
That's right.
Really badly, though. Really bad. I'll leave it alone.
Well, you were saying during the break that things have changed a bit since the induction recently into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's just an amazing increase of guitar signings, which we've, you know, we do it occasionally for charity. We like get guitars and we sign them and stuff, but this is the first time we've seen fans coming up with guitars and having us sign them. And I think it's since the Hall of Fame, all of a sudden they say, oh, I've got something a bit more valuable than it was before, or whatever. But it's quite an increase of album signings, and it's quite different.
We think we're selling them off, you know, like get a guitar, get a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee to sign it.
And sell it.
Get a shot of it, yeah. We
wouldn't mind if we got a percent. You know.
But you're good enough to sign it, but some people don't.
Well, we don't mind.
Okay, I mean, that's how we started out. If you don't want, you know, people don't.
Is it important to remember your roots, where you came from, be it signing guitars or somewhere else?
Oh, we think so, yeah. I mean, we come from a place called Chorlton-cum-Hardy, which is in the middle of Manchester, inner city by today's standards, when we were little. And that's, I think, a great education for us, because we were very street-orientated kids, you know, from a very early age, which, you know, is probably a lot safer probably in those days than it is now.
Well, there was no guns.
No, just knives.
Just nice. So it was quite bad.
Real knives that killed real people.
Yeah.
But we were, you know, we were very streetwise kids, and we used to sing on the corner of streets and stuff.
Waiting to be discovered.
You know, it was just a great way of growing up for us.
Now, originally the name of the group was the Rattlesnakes?
The Rattlesnakes, yeah.
Why the Rattlesnakes?
Why not?
Why not? It had to come from
Do you have a problem with that?
You've got nothing else to do, you've got to have a name.
We were bored.
But then we changed it to We Johnny Hayes and the Blue Cats.
Yeah.
Only because
Well, now
We Johnny Hayes, I think Barry was
We Johnny Hayes, it was We Johnny Hayes and the Blue Cats, but we were always arguing about which one of us was going to be We Johnny Hayes.
And who were the Blue Cats?
well, the blue came from three blue jeans that our mum bought us. It was the first pair of jeans we ever had, but in England they were bright blue. I mean, they weren't like denim, you know. But
Yeah.
so we wore
anyway,
Just one pair between the three
to
of
make
us.
a short story long, that was what it was.
Now, you guys are twin brothers on the end, right? And Barry, you older, younger? How do you fit in here?
I'm about 2.5 to 3 years older than Morris and Robin, and then we have an older.
mind up yet.
We haven't made our mind yet. And then we have an older sister by 2 years who lives in Australia, and she has 8 children, so she's definitely very productive. You know,
They haven't got television.
They haven't got TV.
Never got that Just Say No campaign either.
No, the husband's worn out.
For you as twins, are you all connected? Do you have that twin thing that they say that twins have, that connection?
No, we just owe each other money. No, actually, that is a twin thing. No, only when we were younger, we had a thing where Robin had an accident on his bicycle, and he went over the bonnet of a car and landed.
The hood of the car.
Oh, right, sorry, the hood of the car. And he just came tearing down this road, and he went flying over the bonnet, or boot, or whatever. Anyway, I got the bruises in the same place he had them.
Are you kidding?
Only he hurt, I didn't.
Wow. That's great.
Wow.
But not now, just when you were kids.
Yeah, we have occasional things, you know, like if the phone goes, I know it's him. Or if the phone goes, I know it's Barry.
Coincidence?
Oh, it's just that he said he was going to call at that time. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
How do you guys get along?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
I think we've sort of grown into each other. You know, we're brothers, and brothers or sisters, you know, don't
we are
see eye to eye.
sometimes
We have been sisters as well.
Yeah, that's
When you're on the road a long time.
One thing leads to another, and
Now and again we cross gender.
Just turning the barrel.
So it's Murphy's out there. I'll give you a lift.
Well, I think, you know, but apart from that, we have very much separate lives. You know, very much private.
we all have children, and so we're fairly typical parents. You know, we're not allowed to be pop stars at home. You know, we're not allowed to think ourselves in those terms. You know.
Well, you don't. You've got to learn to switch off. You know, you do your
During
best.
the early 70s, after your initial success, you almost weren't allowed to be pop stars by the business, too.
Yeah, that was after. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's right. No,
After Fever, you mean?
Well, no, wasn't there a
there was
stretch in the
about
early
3 years,
70s?
Oh, yeah.
It was tough before Saturday Night Fever?
In fact, when we worked with Aretha Martin on Main Course, we were trying to make a comeback,
Yeah.
and that was 1975.
74.
Yeah. So we're constantly aware of the fact that we're trying to make a comeback, and it's just an ongoing process.
And we're still doing it, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time we make an album, it's a
I think
comeback.
it's a mentality more than a reality, because It's also a mental because it's a healthy thing to do, because I think you do better work when you think you have to do something fresh and having to prove yourself all the time.
The adversity
You
helps.
tend to work that extra length,
Yes.
like you're hungry.
Well, the odds are against you.
Yeah.
We're the kind of group where the odds, because we're around a long time, the odds are sort of always against us. So we take great pride in trying to beat the odds.
We have a clip of you. If we can just, guys,
Okay.
clear the monitors. We have a clip of you, I think, as
Over here.
teenagers. And look at them!
I was 13.
Were you? How old are you?
Roland and I were 13.
That's 12.
12 and 13.
No, it's 63. 13.
Can people hear us talking right now?
Yeah.
Thank God.
So 12 and 13.
No, that was actually 2 weeks ago. We were doing this little party. I don't want to get into
That
details.
looks like my Catholic school uniform. So,
Yeah, it wasn't
Oh,
yes.
gentlemen.
Well, actually, I remember those waistcoats with they had those studs that you stick the BG on.
Yeah.
And they were reversible, so we had two outfits.
Yes.
You could turn them inside out and
Inside
stick the BG back on.
Times are not that good.
They were bloody rotten, really.
But now you can see where the damage was done. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
you can
certainly.
see why we're insane. at
We're
this
past the point of no return of that.
after Saturday Night Fever, when you came to define the disco era and sort of took a bit of the brickbats initially for that, you
That's a
really
good word.
survived it. Did you realize ahead of the wave that you had to change direction?
I think everybody that has any kind of success and a long career sometimes have to keep changing direction. You can never stay in one place if you want longevity. And it's the same for anybody that's been around a long time, including people, Elton, who had to go from big shoes and
To little shoes.
the Yellow Brick Road. He had to do the little shoes. And it's the same for anyone that's been around for a while. You've got to keep, being
You've got to
fresh.
keep redefining yourself.
Yeah.
That's basically it, because the audience out there, they have a short attention span. They go from one thing to another really quick.
And if you stay into one area,
Yeah.
you become retro and nostalgia, and you can't stay in one area.
I have a question about the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Right.
A little question.
Yeah.
Do you feel the pressure to try to obtain that same level of
But we don't because
You don't.
we don't want to.
is it expected of you?
I don't know if it's expected of us, but we certainly don't want to have that. It's a hell of a thing to live up to all the time, that kind of hype. And we were having major hit albums right up to Fever, and we were quite happy to continue that way without having something that big to have to keep, because it's a measuring stick.
Something that nobody expected.
But there's something that isn't often said. I beg your pardon.
Well, I guess it's going to be said now.
And that is that it wasn't really our album. There were many artists on that album, and what's unfair is that they never get any credit for the things they did, like David Shire, who did Night on Disco. Yeah, he did a whole bunch of other stuff on that album.
But you dominated that album.
Of course,
You're being very
But I'll tell you, everything's meant for a reason. I mean, after that, even after the saturation, and we had to pull back, we learned then to produce more other people like
That's
Barbara and Dionne Warwick and Kenny and Dolly and Diana Ross. And we
Stretch the songwriting.
learned to our songs to better them and things like that. So we took that time out because of the saturation. We had to.
Well, as the hour moves on, we're going to hear some of the Bee Gees' classic hits.
Yeah.
And also,
Goddamn good, yeah.
and also hear from their new CD, Still Waters. But we kick off what next?
Well, Tom, we're going to kick off Amazing Animals this week. And next, our Suzanne Huang introduces us to some absolutely adorable newborns. Coming up on Fox After Breakfast.